they say that when you stand up in front of an audience, the best way to start is to tell a joke, get everyone laughing, get them involved. So I tried to think of a good cyber security related joke, and there really aren't any out there. So I'm going to start by saying, first of all, thank you to Amar for putting on this morning for us. I think it's great, and I think we should all give him a round of applause, please, for doing that. Now I know you're all involved, good. I also wanted to thank Jason, because that was a really fantastic session earlier on. You addressed a very important subject. One of the goals is to get people to talk about it, and walking around outside during the break and listening to people talking about it was fantastic, and I hope that we're going to take this back to our organizations and try and do something with that. Okay, so I'm going to talk about Shieldox. I'll give you a little background about who we are, what we're doing. My colleague Yotam is then going to walk you through the actual Shieldox product. So Shieldox, as we said, is based in the sunny city of Tel Aviv in Israel. Beautiful offices right opposite the beach. You're more than welcome to join, to come and visit. I highly recommend it. We're about 2 years old. We came out of stealth about 6 months ago. And we've seen some amazing traction in what we're doing. We work very closely with Microsoft, and specifically in Office 365. We have identified a gap within what they're doing, and we fit it very nicely. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that. So this whole idea of Shieldox is really about collaboration. And Rob, you mentioned earlier on, Rob, is he here still? No. Rob mentioned earlier on in his presentation about collaboration and how important and essential it is for work to get done properly. Right? We live in a world where people demand things, and we need to deliver straight away. And on average, the average person uses about 9 different tools a day to collaborate. You can see some of them here. You've got Google Drive, Telegram, Dropbox, WhatsApp, and there's a whole bunch of them that aren't even on this screen we're all familiar with, okay? And which is amazing because we've got the tools to do it. The problem, however, is that we have to keep control of the information. Now, how does the CISO or DPO understand what's going on within his organization? So you start to use things like DLP tools to create policies to block information or sensitive information leaving your organization, okay? Now, we can do that, but it becomes pretty much a binary sort of sum. It's either yes or no. Is a document allowed to leave the company, or is it not? Right? It's very, very black and white. And the problem with that is that because it's yes or no, business gets delayed. Things get delayed. If I want information, or for example, if I'm working for Toyota and I'm working on our new Prius, okay, and the Prius 2020. So any information that's got Prius 2020 that's going to get sent out of my company, I want it to be blocked. Okay, so this causes, obviously, this keeps all the information in the house. However, 6 months before they launch, I need to speak to marketing people around the world. I need to speak to business people around the world. I need to launch it. And anything I send out to anyone, right, is going to get blocked. And this is going to cause a big delay in business being done, okay? And then what's going to happen to the CISO? He's going to start getting phone calls saying, what is going on? Why am I not allowed to collaborate with the people that I need to collaborate with? I can't do my job because they're not getting the information that they need. Okay, so what's needed? See, good coordination. Okay, next slide. So what's needed is an autonomous tool that understands information in motion. It understands where information is going and why. Now we've spoken about Microsoft and where they come in. So their tools are very, very, very powerful. They understand the content of the information. They look at the content and decide policies based on that. However, Shieldox looks at the context information, the who, the how, the what, and the where. Okay, who is sending information, who is sending information, what information is being sent, and I guess most importantly, where is it being sent to? Where is it being sent to? Now, the way we work, Shieldox, we connect through an API. We start to scan straight. We're a SaaS solution, by the way, so it's really username and password, sign in. Within a couple of minutes, you're up and running. Okay, we start scanning OneDrive, the Exchange. We start to build a picture of what's a normal collaboration, right? If Clifford is sharing documentation regularly with Louis, that's okay, that's allowed. But if I want to start sharing documentation with Yotam, let's say it's in a different organization for me, it's going to block it. It understands that straight away. And because it's autonomous, right, we've got an AI powerful machine learning tool behind it, and starts learning straight away and building a picture. So it understands the context of the information, okay? I'm going to pass over to Yotam now. He's going to kind of go through the product a little bit and show you like the dashboard that we have so you can actually understand what I'm talking about. There you go.
Thank you, Clifford. So guys, really the idea that we're bringing to the table, and like Clifford mentioned, is our unique ability to understand context, really why information is flowing from A to B. And yes? No worries. So the entire idea here is really to fit in within the organization. So do not disturb normal workflow of the end-of-day employees. So we're able to map the flow of information and connect to each and every platform the organization is using to share and collaborate. So as we know, security solutions today that are offered like DLP, DRM, CASB, they're all wonderful and they give out tremendous value. The problem is that with these kinds of solutions, sometimes there's too much in them. There's too much information, too much knowledge, too much things to cut down and understand what goes on within the organization. And really, this is where we come into the picture. We're enabling our clients to better understand what goes on behind the scenes of the organization by connecting to the organizational OneDrive, SharePoint, Exchange Online, G Suite, whatever it is that the organization is using to share and collaborate. We're able to connect by APIs and really map out the flow of information as if we were a GPS. And we take all of that information that we understood and we present it to the CISO, the DPO, the IT manager, whoever is in charge of information security. We present the entire information in a super easy to use dashboard. And the entire idea of this dashboard is really to allow you guys to take back the control to your own hands, better understand who are the users within your organization who are sharing, collaborating, and perhaps even generating risk. So this is really what we do, is we cut down the noise and we enable you guys to make smarter decisions. Because we know you guys are dealing with so many threats across the day, really what we want to do is enable you guys to make sure that you are on top of your game at any given point in time. So the dashboard itself comes out with 5 generic views that we offer. And those 5 generic views that we offer are basically the context understanding. We've mapped the flow of information based on 5 different levels: folder, sender, recipient, file type, and file topic. And really by doing that, we can give the CISO, the DPO, the picture, the complete picture of what goes on within the organization as well as outside of the organization. So if we're going to look at the radar that we have in front of you now, you guys are able to see a list of users based on risk they generated. So you as a CISO can actually click on each and every user within your organization and understand exactly what kind of file the specific user has shared around. How has he placed you in a specific risk or threat? And you'll be able to make sure that it'll never do it again, because we have the ability to integrate with the existing security solution. So we basically set out the scene for you guys to invoke your DLP, invoke your CASB, invoke your DRM, making sure you're not blocking the entire flow of information, only the potential risks and threats. You mind showing the file types? So 2 slides back. Another one back, please.
Hang on, there you go.
So what you have in front of you now is basically information cut by file type. We have the ability to cut each and every cluster of information and map it out so you'll know exactly where all the information in a specific cluster reside. So if we look, for example, on the legal cluster, you can actually see all of the legal information opened up on the toolbar to your right, and understand exactly all of the legal documentation that is circling around within your organization as well as outside. And we feel that with this, we're enabling our clients to collaborate and share with users not only within their own organization, but outside as well, while not sacrificing any of their security needs. You want to look at another one, so we'll see the organizational view? Yeah. So another view that we offer, which we come out of the box with, is the organizational view. So like Clifford mentioned earlier, just imagine that you guys are in the CISOs of Toyota, and Toyota is planning out their next Prius. Somehow, those plans got leaked out to Honda. obviously you're in a risky position. Obviously you'd want to protect yourself. Obviously you'd want to make sure that this will never happen again. And from here, we give the CISO back the control and the ability to pinpoint the exact person who has placed the organization in a risky position. That way, you'll be able to make sure that your DLP works correctly. So really, the entire thing works in the background. So we don't want to interfere with the normal workflow. What we basically do is we connect and we scan backwards. So we understand the patterns in which information flows. And based on that, we're enabling you guys to utilize your protection tools to their maximum. So with us, basically, there's no need for preset policies, no preset labels, no preset work. Basically, we come out of the box ready to give you guys the insight required for you guys to use your protection tools in their most correct manner. So again, the entire idea behind this is to enable you to make smarter decisions and make most use of your protection tools, not blocking flow of information, only blocking where it matters, only blocking threats, not collaboration. And really the entire thing is pain-free. So with us, it takes about 5 minutes to deploy. You simply have to click on a link, connect, and you're good to go. We start giving you insights as of the day you've launched it. So basically, you're able to utilize your protection tools in the future. We're setting the scene for those tools to come in and do their job at their best proper form. This is basically it. Any questions?
Questions?
How secure is the data, our personal data?
Can you repeat that question? Sorry.
How secure is our personal data in your
How secure?
Yeah.
So,
Your security
Question is how secure
personal-
is the personal
our
data in the
personal-
cloud?
Yeah,
In your cloud, as in your.
So in our specific cloud or in general?
in your system.
So with us,
Close to the.
So with us, everything sits on Azure. So basically, it's as secure as it gets. You have the keys to your information. Everything is in Azure Vault. We don't have access to your information at all. The only thing we have access to is the context itself.
You can't
The
just say
patterns.
it's on Azure, so it's secure.
You have the keys. It's as secure as it can get.
So you mean to say you don't have access to any of our personal data?
We don't read your personal data. We don't store it. We don't have the keys to use it. We're not interested in it in any way.
It's end-to-end encryption. It's end-to-end encryption, so
Yeah.
we can't produce.
Can't really hear you.
So I think end-to-end encryption. is-
End-to-end encryption.
End-to-end
That's-
encryption.
Yeah.
Of course.
If you're supplying services to a company when you do have their personal data because they'll have accounts that they use to log into your system.
We don't look at store. We don't look and store data that's moving.
No, sorry, but the administrative accounts to your system, you will have some of
Yeah.
the company's personal data.
The only personal data, we don't have personal data. We store your email address and your position. That's pretty much it.
Just a. Well, yeah, go
Not-
on.
not
You first.
necessarily.
Go.
No, I understand. Your sounds, your presentation is really good, but I don't really understand the concept of it. So, for example, your example you gave us that model. Say, for example, I had those plans on Office
Please
365.
mute your phones.
How do you pick up the fact that that's been set to full, for example? I don't really
Sorry,
understand the
repeat
concept.
that. There's a mic there. Wait, there's another mic problem.
I don't know if it's.
No. Val, repeat the question.
No, I'm saying, I've taken your example there where the car plan's gone off to an external company. I don't really understand the concept behind it. For example, say those plans are stored in an Office 365 drive. How do you actually track the fact that that has been sent somewhere externally?
So we track and monitor the flow of information. So we track and monitor the flow of information outside of your organizational OneDrive, outside of the Exchange Online. So we're able to pinpoint where information has been. And because of our collaboration with Microsoft, we can also utilize Microsoft RMS. I don't know if you know this, but Microsoft RMS has been embedded into each and every machine since 2010. So basically, they gave us the SDK to use the RMS protocols. So we're also able to pinpoint when somebody is trying to open a document outside of company perimeter. So basically, you will be asked to authenticate yourself with your Microsoft credentials to open a document. We're not going to block it, but we will monitor and track it.
So how do you do that for
Okay.
WhatsApp, for example?
Sorry, Val, you don't mind, sorry.
Yeah, go on.
Question.
Yeah, just a quick question. You
question.
said it takes 5 minutes to set up. Can you elaborate on that? It just seems a bit unrealistic.
Sure, so, well, we can set you right up. Basically, the idea is that the global admin of an organization is going to sign up to Shieldox, and it will work in the background. So we're able to scan the history, the sharing patterns, and map it out even before we give you anything anything to calculate, anything to think of. So it works in the background. You have an AI that always working there, making sure that the right sensitivity level will be applied to each and every document. So there's no work needed to be done on your end, and everything happens pretty much automatically.
Okay, go on. That's the look.
Hey, so are you relying on essentially the organization only using Microsoft products?
No, not at all. So we went to Microsoft initially because that was the easiest thing. Obviously, they own 95% of the market, but we can connect by APIs to G Suite. We can connect to DLP from Symantec, Cisco, Salesforce. Whatever you guys are using, we can connect.
Okay, I guess my concern would be is the tools that you don't know that are being used, the shadow IT, is where I think the real risk will come from if someone's trying to take information out. How do you deal with that?
That's a very good question. So the entire issue of shadow IT is something we've taken very close to heart. And because we know that it's such a major issue today, we're basically mapping the flow of information across all of the platform for collaboration, making sure that there's as little as shadow IT as possible. Of course, there's always going to be some, and you can't monitor and track everything. But with us, you're cutting pretty close to it.
Yeah, go on.
Is there any form of data leak prevention within the tool?
Wait.
Sorry. Is there any form of data leak prevention in the tool that prevents users from downloading certain documents where they shouldn't be outside of the corporate perimeter?
So we have the ability to understand each and every file type. We don't block any specific files and information at the moment. It's something that we're considering. It's something that is on our roadmap, but really the entire idea right now is to help you deal with current visibility issues that you have at the organization.
Yep, go on. There you go. Oh, you got that? Yes, go.
One of the things is you're saying it's very easy to set up, but who decides on what the permissions and levels of security are? Is it just a set template, or do you actually do a period of monitoring and then you go through? This is what this can do. This is what they can't do, etc., etc.
Very good question. So basically, what we do is we analyze each and every document based on its structure. And because we're able to determine a file type and topic from top to bottom, we're making sure that the right sensitivity level will be applied to each and every document within the organization. So there is a learning curve. There is such an AI solution, but with us it's minimal because we have the ability to scan the history of sharing, have the ability to understand the patterns that happened even prior to a Shieldox launch.
Sorry, question here. Go on, Ramon.
Yes, nice presentation, thank you. But I didn't really get to understand the use cases that you would be able to identify. Can you give me just one illustrative example of something that would raise an alert?
Sure. Have you ever shared information with your lawyer? With your lawyer?
A lawyer. Yes, sure.
Well, obviously, the lawyer does not work in your own organization, right? What happened if you would to utilize your DLP and send, I don't know, information containing credit card numbers? Would that have landed in your lawyer's hands?
Yeah, okay. But in an organization which is not managing, I work, for instance, in a pharmaceutical business. We don't deal with credit card numbers, we don't deal with passport numbers. Our sensitive information does not really respond to a very fixed pattern. Right? how can I really get value from a solution?
Sure. So because we're able to determine specifically who you are within the organization, we can make sure that only the right individuals are going to have access to the right information. If I'm working in the marketing department, for example, and I'm used to share marketing material with Clifford, and someday, out of the blue, I tend to share the financial plan for 2020 with him, our system is going to detect it as an anomaly, something that is abnormal, something that is not supposed to happen. It's going to alert you, making sure that you realize that a potential threat has happened in your organization.
Sorry, surely, are you saying the person sending it gets
Final
the
question.
alert?
No, not at all. So
this is the crux.
you have the ability to make sure that the right person is going to get the notification, the business group user, the business group owner, the CISO, whoever you decide will be the person who will be notified about a risky data and sharing.
Okay. Thank you, Shieldox.